What's up, guys? I'm Luke.
I'm Ainsley.
And we are
Scream Queenie.
So, it is officially the Halloween weekend, Ainsley, my good friend.
Yes.
And in celebration of Halloween weekend, the first thing we want to tell you guys to do is that if it is 3 p.m. Central, which would be like, 4 Eastern, right? And 1 Pacific time. And I don't know where else people may be watching in the world. But 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. on...
2 p.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Anyways, 3 p.m. Central, because we're in Central Time Zone. If it's 3 p.m. Central or after, stop the video you're watching, go to our Facebook Live page, and check out where we're at and what we're watching and what we're doing, because we're doing a horror movie marathon from 3 p.m. till 3 a.m. So it's going to go from October 29th, 3 p.m. Central Time, till October 30th, 3 a.m. Central Time. And we're going to be watching a lot of movies and doing live reviews and all that stuff. So go to our Facebook page and see where we're at and what we're watching. Halloween weekend, Ainsley.
Yes.
And we've done something very different for this episode, right?
Yes.
We're going to review something, but it's very, very different than anything we've done so far, right?
I wouldn't say very, very, but...
That we reviewed. Now, I am a big wrestling fan, and I don't think that is a secret to you, maybe to some of our viewers, but I was a wrestling fan when I was a kid. I got off of it for a little while and then have been back to watching wrestling now for quite a few years. You, not as big of a fan. But if you had to say who your favorite wrestler was, who would it be?
There's a lack of knowledge that may keep me from answering that question. I don't know many wrestlers. If you told me some of them, I might be like, hey, then.
Okay. Roman Reigns.
He's pretty, so I like him.
What we did was there's this thing on Netflix, and it is called Escape the Undertaker.
Yes.
And it's an interactive little
choose your own adventure.
Yeah. Where you get to choose what happens next. And so I mean it's a pretty simple little story. But
New Day, I know who they are now.
The New Day, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. So the story of this is that the New Day
are wanting the Undertaker's urn.
Yes,
which is apparently a thing. Okay,
so the Undertaker is this character in wrestling, and he was in wrestling. He just recently retired, but he was in wrestling for 30 plus years, and the urn was like his power. Like his manager Paul Bearer had the urn, and so like people.
Which is funny.
Yes, rest in peace, Paul Bearer. But anyways, he got his power from the urn, and so there were times where people would try to steal his urn, or they would act like they would melt it down, or they would like open it up, and there would be like that fog would come out of it, and so. They're basically they're like they go to the door, the New Day goes to the door.
They asked very politely.
Yeah, they were like,
"May we have the urn?"
Well, they did say, "Hey, like you're not using the urn anymore because you're not wrestling, basically." And they were like, "We would like to combine the power of the urn with their gimmick, which is the power of positivity." They wanted to combine the two, to bring them together, if you will. Before anything even really starts, like you can choose on here, on the interactive thing, whether or not like you're too scared or you want to like risk it and go into the house. And so initially what we did was chose to go into the house. Now we did choose the other, and we will tell you what happened with that later on. If you don't want to be spoiled on any of this stuff, go ahead and stop right now, because we're probably going to spoil most of it for you. So they go into the house, right? And almost immediately they see the urn, right? And the urn is locked up, right? On.
You need a key to
Yeah.
get it out.
There you can follow the whispers which went up the stairs, or you could follow the fog and go downstairs with Xavier. So we chose to go follow the whispers and go with Kofi. So go upstairs and we go with Kofi, and there's like this painting up there with all this stuff in it, and there's like an alligator, and so the painting kind of starts talking to Kofi. And then he goes back downstairs, and when he goes back downstairs, then they notice that there's like he meets up with the other two guys, with Big E and with Zay, and they notice that there's these symbols around that bottom part where the urn is locked in. And so Kofi's like, hey, there was this symbol upstairs, and then Zay is like, yeah, there was this symbol downstairs. We chose to go down in the basement at this point, right? So we go down to the basement. Xavier Woods, they're going through there, and Xavier Woods like sees the fog coming up again, and he's like, I've already been in this fog, it's fine. And they're like, you touched that? And he's like, yeah, I was just standing at it, it was fine. And so you can choose at this point whether or not you want to stay with the other two or go into the fog with Xavier Woods, right? And so we chose to stay with them. And then what happened to Xavier?
He got taken by the Undertaker.
Yeah, the Undertaker came out and drug him in. And so then basically the floor caved in, right? And then Kofi had to do what he's known to do, which is like being able to crawl on stuff and get around and basically save Big E because he was about to fall. And then they go back and they decide they need to go upstairs because they need to see about this other symbol. So they go upstairs, and then they found a key right upstairs. So they are able to unlock both. At this point, they're able to unlock both of the keys. Like use both the keys to unlock both of the things, right? They open it up, but then they touch it, and then he's like, "Oh, you can't." The Undertaker's voice is there. It's like, "You can't do that without facing your darkest fears." And so at that point, I think it was Ainsley's turn to choose, and she chose, because you could pick Big E's fears, you could pick Kofi's fears, or you could pick Xavier Woods' fears.
And I picked Big E.
Yeah, and Big E was the worst fear ever, right? His fear was your fear, right?
Yep.
Which is?
Spiders.
Yeah, but what was it with spiders?
It was his head was in a box that spiders were being let into. Okay,
so...
And that's all we're going to say about it.
Well, yes. So the crazy thing is I feel like that they gave you a chance later on to go back and see the other guy's fears. And so, Big E's was like the scariest of the three, definitely. Xavier Woods was like, claustrophobia, like he was in a casket and the Undertaker was trying to bury him. And then Kofi's was basically that his friends his friends stopped believing in him and everyone else stopped believing in him. And that was just kind of sad, really. More than anything. And so I'm not saying that wasn't good or it wasn't, like scare. It was just sad. Like I could see that being a fear, but definitely the most like creepy and whatever one was Big E's spider thing. So at the point with every one of those, you got a choice that you could just stop being like if you joined the Undertaker, you could stop being in with the spiders, or you could get away from whatever. If you were Kofi, you could smash the TV, or you could pick up the urn. Or if you're Xavier, you could choose to join him, or you could resist him. And so with the Big E one, we picked that we were going to
stay positive.
Yeah, stay positive was the thing. We were able to go basically into like what the Undertaker called his home, right? Mm-hmm. So this was the funny part. Like one of the funny parts was that because we did this thing about 3 times, and then Ainsley was like, I don't understand why he's so mad, because the Undertaker's he's like,
you dare come into my home and try to steal my urn.
So you get this final showdown between, pretty much all of them, right? So Big E he pulls the bottle out of his pocket, and he's getting ready to go get the urn, and Undertaker's like,
you don't have the power to be able to do this.
And he's like, power, and he gets it out, and he takes the power juice or whatever, and he picks up the thing, and he's able to stomp on it. or whatever. And
He breaks it with like a sledgehammer.
oh, that's what. Yeah, he broke it with a sledgehammer. Sorry. And so they're outside and everything's fine, and they leave, and they're like, oh, it's a new day, and they leave. Right?
Yeah.
It was not scary. It was not. I mean, besides the spider part for you, it was not scary. It was fun. I thought it was what I would expect out of something that the New Day and WWE would have done. And trying to do something scary with the Undertaker, I guess, or something entertaining with the Undertaker character, even though he's no longer a active wrestler. So I will let you, as a not as exposed to wrestling as I am, give a rank on this because, yeah.
I would give it 1.5 screams.
I'm gonna say 2 screams, because I like the New Day a lot. I didn't really care for the Undertaker parts, but I like the New Day. I think that they're a bunch of really good guys. 2 screams from me, just because I honestly, I think it's more for kids. I really do. A lot of it. But I don't think that it's definitely not like Black Mirror Bandersnatch or something like that,
Right.
Now one of the things I did like about it though was that it did allow us quickly to go back and redo our choices and stuff. I mean, once you've done something like that in a movie or show type like that, you don't want to spend another whole 2.5 or 3 hours. But stuff like that gets repetitive anyways though, right? So
Yeah.
there were some parts that got repetitive, but there were parts where we chuckled or laughed, and it's kind of a fun. I would suggest doing it with some other people. I think that probably made it better on us too, that we did it, kind of in a group setting. But yeah, I would say, if you got a free 30 to 45 minutes, go check it out. Especially if you're a wrestling fan, I think you will probably enjoy the New Day if nothing else. As always, we would like for you guys to like and share and subscribe to the channel. We did have something kind of exciting happen recently. The writer of a movie that we reviewed recently, it was a crap review because of the circumstances, but you should check it out, of Killer Sofa, Tequila Shots and Killer Sofa. So the writer-director actually commented on our video and put our review up on the IMDb page. So, yeah, we're kind of excited about that. So if anyone knows any other writers or directors that you could show our reviews to, we'd appreciate that. I am Luke.
I'm Ainsley.
And we are
Scream Queenie.
See you guys later. Happy Halloween.
Bye.